You, Daniel,
Yeah.
do the bit there. We're live. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Monday Night Paranormal Live with myself. We've got a full screen here tonight. It's myself, Paul from Host for Ghosts, Angela South Coast Ghost, Julie for Paranation, Exploration TV, Ghost Hunting. That's getting bigger every week. So we're going to need a bigger screen to get all that in. And our special guest speaker today, Luke as well. Our special guest speaker tonight is Sarah Ratson. She's going to talk about a very special place that she's restoring, helping restore. And of course, the one and only Daniel is here, live from the conference on Saturday. So just a quick on the conference. Myself and Angela went Saturday. Brilliant. Had a really great day. Met some fascinating people and it was well run, interesting, very, very interesting documentaries, very interesting speakers as well. I'm not including myself in that. I was a bit, but the other speakers were good. I had to let the side down, so don't worry about that. You always got to have one let the side down. I was there. I did it for us. No, it was a very, very good venue. Long day, but it was good. Some really, really interesting speakers on there. And you should have, if you're around, you should have gone. If it's free entry, so it's even brilliant to get a free entry. It's very unusual, and lots of retailers there and guest speakers and all sorts of different people. Really, really interesting speakers. So what we're going to do, Daniel's only on for 10 minutes because he's got to go to another call. So Daniel's just going to give you a quick update on the conference and how he saw it, and then he'll probably drop off. And then after that, we're going to go and speak to our guest speaker, Sarah, about a fort that she's restoring. So over to you, Daniel.
So, well, you kind of covered the main bit there, Paul. So, yes, both Paul and Angela joined us down, and it was setting up on the Friday. Very, very crazy. We were running around the hall, and it was nice to see Angela on that Friday, and then kind of as soon as all the tables arrived, we kind of got all them set up, and then on the Saturday we were there early in the morning and doors open at 10, and with our first speaker, well, the one and only Paul Howard, was on then. And yes, I listened to about 1 minute until I was called off. But Angela, did you hear Paul's talk?
Yeah, I watched it all. Yep, it was very good. Very
Yeah.
interesting stories. Lots of people listening.
You sure?
Good.
Yeah,
Not just saying that, are
I'm not
And say so through the day we had some amazing speakers. We had Brian King Sharp coming all the way from North Carolina. We had Gwendolyn Purcell and Mike come from Pennsylvania. And those were our guys from America, and then we had the one and only Jonathan Downs, kind of wheeling himself through the hall throughout the day with his legendary hat. And then we had kind of Richard Freeman there, and we then had two podcasters there. I believe you got an interview with them, Paul. Am I right?
I did, yes. Yeah, they were one of the podcasts and the other one's a live radio, not mystical legends or something.
No, that's mine. That's my
Oh,
podcast.
you're
Wild.
sure?
Yeah. So
What?
wild.
I can't remember.
Wild and Weird Radio
That's
was
it. Yeah, I
live
was on there.
from, yeah, and kind of it was an amazing event to be at, and it was remarkable. We had our host Tony Banham, who
Very
did
good.
an amazing job.
Very good.
He's an actor in some films. I messaged him going, "Do you want to host this event?" He went, "Sure, why not?" Not expecting what was going to happen, but he turned up and did his job. And say we had Steve Ryder as a guest speaker, and Harlem Jones from Lancaster, and Chris Alsford. So it was just an amazing day altogether. I know the cafe was very, very busy throughout the day. And say we ended up selling quite a lot of merch from our side. And say it was just a really, really good day meeting people, and it was just we streamed some stuff live, and we had our Bigfoot roundtable, and that in itself was amazing. Some good reviews came back from that. And say, yeah, it was altogether just an amazing kind of day. And Jenny was there as well. How did you find it?
Yeah, I enjoyed a lot of the speakers, sitting there listening. I was, and Paul's speech was really good. Obviously,
No.
but yeah,
No.
yes, he was. Hold on a second. Hello.
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 Hello. Go back to there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you who I found particularly interesting was the guy that was talking about the dragons. Now, what's his name?
The
Harlan Jones?
researcher. No, the researcher.
The research. I've
What's
got
his
it
name?
here.
Steve Ryder?
He's written a book. Dragon
He was on-
more. Hold on. The highest strangeness.
He was on the
Highest-
stage with you. He was the researcher with the bald head and that jacket.
Yeah, he had a
Me?
suit on. Yeah.
Yeah, he had the,
Richard Freeman.
Yeah,
I
Richard.
think
Was
that was him. Richard Freeman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, him. He's
Because I was chatting with him later because I was asking him about dragons and stuff.
Yeah, say Richard is good friends with John. And yeah, say it was amazing to kind of have a range of people on the round table. That's what we were aiming for. We had kind of our two USA opinions. We had then two we had myself on there. We had then Harlem, who was doing kind of the northern researcher. Chris was kind of the UK paranormal researcher on that roundtable, and Richard was then worldwide. So say Richard's done loads of stuff, all in different countries, and but yes, altogether it was an amazing day, and I think we met some nice people, and there was an issue. Say there's two Purple Spoons cafes. There's one in Bridgewater, one in Burnham, and apparently there was a queue with about 150 people in Bridgewater, not Burnham.
Oops.
How that happened, I have no idea. No
So
idea.
do you think quite a lot of the people went there
Bridgewater.
and didn't come to your thing? Oh dear.
Yeah.
That's a
So
rude then.
that was one of our issues that that kind of we addressed on the actual day, but altogether it was very, very successful. And say we all went out kind of for a VIP meal the night before. That was amazing in itself, and yeah, so it altogether it was pretty successful, I would say. Anything else to say, Angela, Paul, Jenny?
Thank you. Yeah,
you know,
we particularly enjoyed the raffle.
Yeah.
what, seeing you won most of it, you mean?
I didn't win most of it.
Angela won the books, Jem won the chocolates and all sorts.
Yeah, I won a bottle of wine. I said no before I won it because I'm always winning the raffle. Before I won it, I said to Paul, "What do you fancy then, Paul?" So he said the Toblerone truffles. So I said, "Okay." So that was the first thing that I won. Then I won a bottle of wine, and then there was the I'm saying to them upstairs, because this is what I do. I say to them, I want to win the crystal growing kit for the grandchildren. And it was for you. And then I think third time out, wasn't it? The first lady that won it, she donated the prize, so she didn't want it back. Then the second lady was the American lady, and she said she couldn't take it through customs. And then someone else drew out the last ticket, and it was mine. Yeah, that was
She's
quite
lovely.
There you
Lana.
go.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's just very well done, mate. Well done to you.
yeah, it
and
was
the family.
very well run and everything.
Well done to you and the family. It took a lot of hard work with you doing Saturday. You should be proud of yourself. You and your family. You've got
I'm
a
very,
good
very
event.
tired now.
Yeah, I
Oh, I
bet
can
say
imagine.
that.
it usually hits you a couple of days afterwards, doesn't it?
Mm.
I've
So
got to say.
we took the last we took Brian and Daniel back this morning to the train station. So all the Americans have now flown out, and then
Gone.
today's literally been packing and unpacking boxes.
Oh
And
wow!
and we have only done a quarter of it, so we're nowhere near finished yet.
Oh wow!
So it's
Yeah.
just getting all of that done. But yes, guys, thanks, Eric. Yes,
Eric, yeah, I
but
can go with that.
thank you so much to you all for coming.
You're welcome.
And yeah,
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah.
isn't
Thank you very much.
We
Cool.
spoke to a couple of the other people there as well. Who's that lady that and her daughter, Paul?
Christy Wells.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and her daughter. I was giving
Yeah.
her a few tips on mediumship, and also that other lady, Viv,
Viv. Yeah,
and the is it? I don't know if it's her part. No, it wasn't her partner. The guy in the
Dan.
wheel. The guy in the
Might be Dan,
wheelchair. And
Jonathan.
John.
Yeah.
the other guy who's the prison officer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah.
Yeah,
You had Viv and Dan run the raffle.
Oh, that's
And then-
right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then John was the very, very big guy in the wheelchair that I was pushing around a lot of the time. That was my job.
Darcy's got something to say apparently. Hold on.
Although I wasn't there, I sound like this has been put in a lot of effort and has been run by a lot of people here who have worked really hard.
They have,
That's right,
Darcy.
Darcy.
Very,
Yeah.
very hard.
You have
Very, very
all
good.
done a good job.
Yeah. Thumbs up. Anyway,
Amazing.
thank you, Daniel, for that. And we're pleased that it all went well and you had a good time. So
Amazing.
we're going to shoot over to our very special guest and how she's kindly come on, like not last minute, but not far off the last minute, is Sarah Rapson. Hi, Sarah. Welcome to Monday Night Paranormal Live.
Hi, Sarah.
Hello,
So I
darling.
didn't realise you were waiting in the wings there.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm not really awake, to be honest. It's been
So
a long old day.
we've known Sarah for a while, and we've been very privileged to go to a very privileged place to do a paranormal night one night, which was just mind blowing. And myself was there, Julia, Angela, Darren, etc. were there. I forget who else was there. Jen,
Dora?
but
Dora.
Dora, that's right. But we had a most amazing night at this place. So we asked Sarah if she'd come on and just talk a bit about the fault and the restoration that's going on there. You know, it's coming up to an open day, so if you're watching this or catch up, please get down there on the open day and support the local fault. It's the most amazing place. So over to you, Sarah. Can you tell us what date the fort was built?
So the fort is one of the last ever built. So it was 1858. Yeah,
Wow.
1858 was built. One of the last to be built. So sadly, it doesn't have the cannons because it was built for the French the French War, the Napoleonic War, but obviously the fear of that had disappeared by the time my last bricks were placed. So it's been used for everything over the years. It's been used by the RAF, Navy, and the Army in various stages for various things. I get told more and more stories each time. It's been used for degaussing planes, which is and boats. So back in the day of the Second World War, our boats were, if I've been told correctly and remember correctly, our boats were demagnetized so that the bombs in the sea didn't hit the ship, or the sound waves didn't hit the ship or something. So that used to be done in there. The last thing that it was ever used for was in 1990, which was for terrorist training. So bless the people who came to dress the keep. They got a Jimmy bar hammer to the bricks and chopped it all up so it looked like it was derelict. Bye, Daniel.
See you later, Daniel.
Bye, Daniel.
See you later. Take care.
So yeah, they've ruined my walls a little bit in some of the rooms, but then at the end of the day, it's another story. And the strange thing about this place is that I'll meet people and they're connected somehow to the building, which is quite strange. A friend of mine who lives in Birmingham went home to Birmingham to speak to his mate in the pub, and it turned out that he was one of the guys that taught the training for the terrorists. It was
Wow.
like, wow, really? And my new boss was in the RAF at Fort Rowner. So it's like, what's going on? So strange. But yeah, so I've been there coming up 10 years now. Managed to get it off the at-risk register. It's in a naval base, so there is always obstacles, shall we say, to jump over, through, around. Used to be able to get a lot of people in to help, but as things and wars have happened, security's become a lot harder. So generally it's been me, my father, and my sister. But this year they seem to have favoured me a bit more. And so I'm able to get friends that are close to me in. So Julia and Angela, they've been coming on Sundays and digging out and getting dirty. And Luke helps as well. I've got a couple of other friends and James that help. So been able to progress a little bit more with things. We're still catching up after lockdown, unfortunately. There's a lot of seepage of water through where potbelly stoves should be. They were blanked off years ago, but obviously the concrete that they used back then has slowly degraded and we're leaking again. So but it's what's most important, what do we have to do first? So we're always kind of just catching up on ourselves because it only comes out of our pockets. We don't get any money for it or anything or any funding for it, which is another thing that I'm trying to fight for at the moment. So yeah, it's good. It's good.
So how do you go about having an open day there then?
So this has nothing to do with me.
Right.
So it's called Heritage Week. I think they do it around most of England. As far as I know, it started in Gosport. So they have a Heritage Week. Places that aren't normally open to the public, but are interest to the public, are open for a week.
Okay.
And they can book tickets online through the Heritage Week. And if I've got it correctly, all of them are free. They just need to book the ticket so they know what numbers to expect. Obviously, it's a little bit different being in a naval base. So we're only open for one day. I could do with being open for more, but we're only open for one day. Same applies. you put your name down, you get a ticket, and then you must have to put down a driving your registration number or something to be able to get in.
Yeah.
But in the naval base, there's normally you have the RAF museum, the engineers museum. They do a tour around the hangar, I think, and then there's my fort. So yeah, and it's just it's a day where I don't stop talking. I can talk a lot. My God, does that?
I'll tell you what, Sarah. The thing that I know it was quite a fascinating evening. Obviously, when we went,
It was quite crammed.
there
was no time.
Yeah, the smoke thing is what I was going to talk about. But also the thing that amazed me was when you said there were sheep up on the roof and how they actually got there.
The thing that amazed me was on a visit a few months ago, the sheep were there up on the top eating the grass, keeping it all nice and low. And Sarah had a packet of ginger nut biscuits.
All about the ginger nuts.
Which the sheep are quite partial to, and the sheep were able to she was able to feed the sheep with these ginger nut biscuits, and I found that quite amusing. It's quite
a lovely little video of me. I put it in my mouth and he took it out of my mouth. I don't know what it is.
But you know, actually how you got them up on the roof by carrying them up those stairs over your shoulders was quite something, I thought.
Yeah, well, I don't do it, thank goodness. So originally there were goats, because goats are the RAF mascot.
Right.
But they decided for some strange reason to turn it into sheep. And the sheep, bless them, they're woolly, they're lovely, they're fluffy, but they're just not as good as the goats because they cut the grass, but my brambles are coming up, and that's the most dangerous thing for me in my building. So I actually have to buy my own goats.
Yeah. But do you remember that the evening that we were there when I think Paul had the laser grid out, and then Darren blew the smoke.
Yeah.
Do you remember? And then we saw that shadow figure.
But then that was the time that you and Julia were on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and the glass
right.
and all of that, wasn't it? Most amazing contact, wasn't it?
Well, we were all digging out in the heat yesterday, because I'm having to move my garage to another room, which is not fun when it's been a garage for 10 years. And so I was working and sitting and working and sitting and working and sitting. And I've made some bits for Julia. And she bought a little teddy bear. And she went, "This never works. Can you have a look at it?" And I'm like, "Yep, not a problem. I can have a look at it." Anyhow, she was showing me how it works. And lo and behold, later on after lunch, we were down one of the caponias, because there was more stuff down there that I found. And we were lifting it out, and all of a sudden there's this noise, and I'm like, hello, the teddy bear's going off. And go off. My God, I'm surprised the battery didn't run out. It was ridiculous. Absolutely phenomenal.
And you never got it to work, Julia?
No, I've had it about 7 or 8 months. I've taken it on every event. We did Win-Win Manor a few months ago. This guest came and he had an elephant, very similar to my teddy bear. We put him on the table. His elephant was going off. All the LEDs were flashing, everything. My teddy bear, dead as a doornail, pardon the pun. And anyway, yesterday I got it out and I put the battery in, put it on the side. So this is how it's supposed to work, Sarah. Look, hasn't done anything. Hasn't done anything. So anyway, we just went on. We went past it. We were like down where the toilet was, right down. That there, sort of like down the stairs there, and we're moving some bits out, and all of a sudden we had, and we're like, oh my gosh, and then we're like, running. And I put my phone on record, as you always do, being a ghost.
I wish I'd recorded Julia recording. It was
I slowly put my hand around the door and recorded this teddy bear going off, and I thought I don't want to like scare it off, whatever's there. I don't want to scare it, so I just like putting my hand around the corner, sort of like scaring
I've
it.
never known anyone get so close to a lime plaster wall in my life.
Just about I don't want to get messy, you know, but I had to capture this on video. I had to get it, so I just like, you know, gingerly putting my hand around the door frame and recording it. But yeah, it was.
What experience have you had there, Sarah, when you've been there on your own? I know you've had a few. I mean, the night we were there, me and Luke and Darren kept hearing horses and all sorts of things. And then the lights went out that time when we were all on board.
yeah.
And,
I said, "Oh, the lights go out." With that, they went out. Yeah.
What a place!
Spirits
But
just
what are your
walked past
experiences?
someone just walked behind Polar, so I hope someone's in her room with her. But yeah, so at the start it wasn't so nice. At the start, I didn't believe in ghosts at all or spirits. We used to go there on my own, and I'd be working on the windows in the courtyard. And there was a time where I woke up, I think it was around about 2 hours later, in one of the cell rooms, and it was like, okay, that's not too good. There was a time when I think I was with my son, and he would have been quite young back then. We went into so there's two long rooms at the front. Went into one of the long rooms, and we were at the bottom. And then all of a sudden it sounded like really heavy footsteps on the ceiling, but there isn't a second floor at all. It's like a bungalow. And so I started walking, and you know what, on a horror film, they predict the devil on the ceiling going boom, 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 boom. Literally, no word of a lie, it was like that. And the faster we walked, the faster and the louder it got, and we ran out of there. And I turned around and I locked the doors. For some strange reason, I thought that would be it and I'd be safe. Didn't come any further, but you know, in theory, he really could have done.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the only other time that I do look up and leave is, unfortunately, I have got a typical girly horror movie. She's in a Victorian white dress with blonde curly hair, and when I see her walk past my office door, I will be gone. I just don't like her. It's fine, I'm gone. I don't know whether that's because of horror movies or what it is. I'm just like, nope, not having it. But other than that, I've got loads of them, and they're brilliant. They're all out for a laugh, and a joke, and a wind up. My dad never used to believe, and recently he came into the office and he said, "Oh, they never speak to me." And I went, "Well, go down there then, and here, have me phone." So he goes off down there, and I'd listened to it earlier on today. I haven't listened to it for ages, and you can hear him talking away, and then something bangs, and he's like, "Oh right, you're not in here, you're in there," and then it bangs the other way, and he went, "You're playing games with me, aren't you?" And then, in true my father fashion, like I do, he starts whistling. He obviously doesn't like peace and quiet, but you can hear. I've got to put it onto my equalizer and get it sorted. You can actually hear someone talking behind him, whistling and humming. So I will prove to my dad that they do talk to him. It's just that he's too deaf to hear them.
So when is the open day, Sarah? So anybody's watching for the Heritage Day
is.
So if anybody's watching and wants to head down there, go down there, help support the local fort and get it back to how it was, because they're working very hard on it. If you've got any comments you want to send in, Angela or Sim, can ask Sarah questions or whatever.
14th of September, but you've got to get your tickets on the Heritage Open Day website.
There you go. So definitely worth getting your tickets and going for a tour around there in the daylight. It's not a good place to go on a tour in the darkness, that's for sure. But
they come up during the day; they don't mind. They locked some people in a cell once before when they were being a bit rude to the spookies. They were taking the mickey. 2 young people. I knew it was going to happen, and they were going around going, woo. And I thought, you wait till you get in those cells and they'll have you. And lo and behold, they did. They locked him in. They couldn't let me out.
You got to love Spirit, ain't you? You got to love them.
Oh, my lot are great. There's never a dull moment with or without them. So yeah, and me foxes and everything else that's there.
Yeah.
So, have you found any more artifacts? Because you started to build a collection, didn't you, when we were last there?
Unfortunately, I have not had time.
Right.
Which is it's my love to go digging and find my artifacts.
Yeah.
And it does kill me when everyone else gets to do it, and I've got to do the boring stuff. But you know, I've got to do it. But I may, hopefully, if we can sort the keep out without having to kill ourselves in time for the open day, then I may be able to get down and dirty and find some, because I've not even done a quarter of one of the 48 rooms yet.
Wow.
But I didn't have the artifacts weren't there when you came, were they?
There was a few in the cupboard drawers you'd found.
Was that right? Yeah, because I keep them here now. So
okay.
Yeah, we've had a few break-ins, which is quite sad. So
yeah. And did you have much damage, or was it just stolen stuff?
No damage, just stolen. So yeah, I mean, I don't realise. To me, they're priceless. To me, they're the story of people that have been there. But yeah, I've lost World War II clothing. I've lost a World War II silk parachute. And I've lost some coins that were worth quite a lot of money, and I didn't realise it at the time. But you know, I've got the pictures. I know it's not the same, but at least they won't go rotten.
No. It's a shame that people take it upon themselves to take other people's stuff, because you know, our history really is depleting very quickly, and if we don't look after what we've already got, then we'll just have it in papers and pictures and not in real life.
Sure.
That's the biggest shame of it all. So I do recommend people go there, you know, give some revenue towards it, and it's quite a spectacular fort to walk around.
Well,
you can imagine it in its heyday.
Yeah, if I get my way, hopefully, then eventually one day it will be outside of the military lines and it will be open to the public. So
yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
why not charge an entrance fee and keep it going, wouldn't it?
Yeah, with me pet goats on top.
Yeah.
Missed that, Julia.
We did launch a boat into the moat yesterday.
We did.
With the help of Daddy Norman, and we've got this big magnet, so we hope to maybe do a bit more. I think Sarah's done magnet fishing in the moat before in the past. So do a bit more magnet fishing. It's a beautiful boat. I think it can hold, I think 40 plus kilograms or something like that.
Yeah, easily.
So,
yeah.
So we're
I've got a second boat down the other end as well. I just need to the rainwater's been quite persistent this year and it's full up.
So you mean it needs emptying?
Just a little bit. It's actually sat on the bottom of the moat. Luckily, it's at the lower end, so it's not sunk completely. But, yeah,
it'd be amazing if you could pick up stuff out of there. There's got to be stuff in there, isn't there?
Oh, there's loads.
Disregarded.
I don't know if you've. Oh no, you wouldn't have seen what we've got up lately. So between my son and I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was James. They dragged up this huge metal box with like a round handle, like what would be on a safe.
Yeah.
And it's some kind of the company still exists. It's something to do with turbine engines.
All right.
So I've got the turbine and I've got this square bit now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to email the company because they still exist. Send photographs and go, could you please give me some more information as to what on earth
is nice
at this place? Because it'd be great to know.
Yeah, makes you wonder why it's disregarded in the moat, doesn't it, really?
Well, I have been told stories that anyone that was in the fort, when they left the fort, they just empty it all into the moat. So I'm quite excited to find. I want ammunition. I want hand grenades, and I want guns.
Oh,
she's gone.
Frozen. A few muskets would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Yeah, I've already spoken to the ammunition guys over the road, and they're going to give me a little case to put everything in.
Oh, nice.
Their D whatever it is, and then bring me back the shells. So
Oh, right. They decommission them, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, I've found a couple of bullets before now, and before I knew what I was looking for, I'd go over very slowly with them in my hand, knock on the door, and go, I don't want these. And they'd look at me and go, no, they've been shot. And I'd be like, all right, okay, thanks. So,
yeah, it is a very interesting place. So if you go there on the Heritage Day, you'll see what we mean. You know, go there, help your local fort, keep it restorations going. So how long do you think it would take to get it off the Navy base area as a protected?
I don't know. I'm hoping that it's a bit of a nightmare. They don't want to sell it.
Right.
But they've tried to sell it, but it came back that it wasn't financially viable to turn into flats, which is what they all want to do with it. And so it's like a white elephant. They've got this thing that they want to sell, but they don't want to sell it, but it's not worth anything. But they don't get the money or the funding or the people to do anything with it. So it just sits and rots, which is what certain people in the organisation are wanting to happen. They want it to fall down, and then they go, oh dear, here, let's sell the land. I'm in the way, and they don't like that much, but I don't care.
Hi, Samantha. Welcome to Monday Night Lives. Sounds it, but where is it? As my neighbour knocked, please. I'm not sure what that means, but where is it?
It's in Gosport.
It's in Gosport. So it is, a massively impressive place when you go there. And when we were so privileged to be asked to go there one evening, and it just didn't fail to, blow you away when we were wandering around there, the different noises, the sounds, and
the fact that they're there during the day, and the night, they don't care.
No, we were very privileged that night because the contact was amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing contact.
They've
there.
got a lot to say.
When the lights went off, that was and then the glass moved. That was it for me. I recorded it all, and it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah. That was like when you said take the glass to where you're standing, wasn't it? The lights went out and the glass went to the corner. Amazing. And then Darren vaped, didn't he? And we saw what looked like a shadow in the laser, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Incredible. And then me and Luke kept swearing. We kept hearing someone walking up behind us and thought we heard horses, and it was just it was coming from everywhere.
The old straw room.
Yeah.
The old coal room was where they stored the straw for the horses.
Right, that would make sense. Because would they have had children work there during its time as a fort, or was it never really commissioned into a fully working fort?
Oh, it was a fully working fort. There was children there, but only because of marriage. So I've got a list of people that were born there, died there, murdered there, worked there, and lived there. I've got about 6 children that were born on site.
Okay.
So yeah.
So that would relate to the recordings of the children's voices singing, and that night we were there.
Yeah.
And we caught them on the voice recorder, didn't we, in the video camera?
Yeah. Is that where Darren done the vapey thing?
No, it was on the opposite side. Do you remember I left the camera there and we went the opposite side where the door opened and bangs?
Oh, right, yes.
If you shut the door, I think if you shut the door, it opens it, or vice versa.
Yeah.
We were on the opposite side. I left the camera there. And when I went back, because we kept getting I think one of the red pods kept going off. Beep, 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 beep. Like something was moving in that corridor.
Yeah.
I think that's the corridor where the person hung themselves, took their life.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
And then when you play the video back, you can hear the children go, there they are.
Yeah.
La, 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 la. Something like that it was.
Yeah, there's a little group of them, bless them.
I couldn't believe what we picked up on a camera.
When George was younger, they used to go straight to him and talk. But obviously now he's 18, they're not as clingy to him. But it was very sweet. He was 6. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting place. So, like I say, if you've got any questions for Sarah, just send them in and Angela will see them. Any questions on anything tonight? Anybody got any questions for Sarah? I'm losing my voice. Anybody? No?
Yes, I've got a question. When you do gain possession of the fort, what would you like to turn it into? What would you like to do there?
There's lots of things. So I want to open it up so that people can be nosy and have a look. So with that comes a tea room and a merchandise shop. I used to do horticultural therapy for PTSD soldiers because it was owned by the military. I'd like to give back to the military, so I'd like to do that for free. There's also something called orphan soldiers, which is people that are in the military that don't have families. So Christmas, Easter, they'll just be sat getting depressed in their little room. So I'd like to do something with them there as well.
Nice.
But yeah, there's all sorts of things that I'd like to do. I mean, you can open it up for music festivals. You can open it up for talks. You can. It's endless what we can do. I can make the keep enough money to keep it upright.
Yeah. And you could imagine one summer evening having a band in there with your violins and your
even the brass band. So the brass band have been there, and it's amazing the acoustics.
Because it's round, you get that bounce around the thing. You can imagine sitting there in your chairs on a summer's evening and have a military band playing or whatever. It would be the most incredible night, wouldn't it? Really, you know, because of like you say, because it's round, like the Albert Hall is round because of the acoustics.
Yeah.
So the sound travels the walls, and so you could imagine just sort of sitting there listening for a couple of hours to something like that would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic. Even to hear them when we're in the keep working, you can hear them practicing outside, and even that's
right. So you could just imagine that, couldn't you? There, and for those who have been there, it's just it'd be quite an outstanding place to.
Just the silly thing is that when you shout for someone, they never hear you, but you can hear a band.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
You think you'd throw that sound of your voice around, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But we noticed that when we were there, wasn't it? Sound was dead.
Yeah.
But it didn't travel far, even though it was round. You think your sound would travel around the fault.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to. I'm not quite sure why. But
I've got a very, very old fire alarm bell, one of the ones that you roll around.
Okay.
Which is why if it's tea time or dinner time and everyone is spread out throughout, then I'll do that and everyone hears that.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So
any other questions? Anybody watching for Sarah on the fort locate the fort? Do what, Darcy?
When you found the fort, where did you find it?
When I found it,
area.
Where did she find it?
Yeah, at a certain area.
So I was married to a naval man, so we had to move house, and it's next doors to the naval base. So I fell in love with it.
That's when Sarah first saw it.
Yeah. It was a lot easier getting to work on it then because it was just over the road.
Yeah, it's a distance travelling to get there now. And do you spend a lot of your time there, Sarah, now?
When I was doing my podiatry, because I was self-employed, obviously, I'd be there during the day, during the night, everywhere. But obviously now I've got a different job, then it is literally Sunday.
Oh, okay, yeah, with the volunteers.
Yeah.
So everybody watching, if you want something to do on a Sunday, there's a fort that needs restoration. All help's welcome.
Yeah. There's some 10-foot high blooming stinging nettles up top that need cutting down, that's for sure.
There you go.
Amazing. The sheep have only been gone 4 weeks, and it's just unbelievable how quick it grows.
So if there's anybody out there that's about 10 foot tall that could cut down stinging nettles, please contact Sarah or Angela or us
Yeah, or
so we can cut them down.
some of those circus stilts that they stand on, that'll work.
Yeah, and they can wade in the moat as well while they're at it.
Oh, yeah.
You've
Perfect.
got different things, don't you?
Sorry?
Why not?
Or someone on stilts that's okay walking around the moat.
Yeah.
Someone in the moat on stilts could give it a bit of a...
Right, guys, I've got to love you and leave you because Mother's
Okay.
taxi's here. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah, for
Alright.
thank you for
Love
coming
you
on and
lots. See
talking
you
about
later.
location. You take care.
Bye.
Thank
Nice
you.
to meet
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was interesting about that.
Hmm.
So bring a goat, not a bottle. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very true.
Very
You
much
sounded
so.
just like a goat then, Paula. Yeah,
Yeah.
very good. Very well done. Right.
I didn't plan that.
Some of us were out and about on a Friday night. Luke, was it you were over there?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Some of us were out and about Friday night. Others of us were busy doing other stuff. So Luke went to his favourite place, his second home, as he calls it.
Yeah.
We're not sure where the bunk beds are or where he sleeps, but there you go. We'll find out. So we're going to ask Luke how he got on Friday night at Waverley. How did you get on, Luke?
It was only me and my mum there that night.
Right.
It
Was there
just
nobody else around?
a few people. I think they come from the house. No, the house across the river bit.
Yeah, Waverley House. Yeah.
They came from there. There's a lot of event going on there.
Oh, okay. What, they wandered over?
Yeah, not for long though. It's like a quick wander, I think.
Right, just to have a look.
Yeah.
And what did you get there? Anything?
Well,
Who
got-
wandered
Not-
over?
The people from the house opposite to
House,
us.
Nan
did you get
wanted to know.
All right. So did you get much activity then, Luke?
well, I felt a cold breeze go past me, but there
Right.
was no. It was a hot day, so there was no winds blowing. The trees were all still.
Okay.
Then I heard footsteps walking in the abbey, but there's no one else there.
And did you
And
go
that-
over and have a look? Or
No, it was where I was standing in the main bit.
which one's that? Where we all meet?
Yeah, the first part of it. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it was
What,
daylight
you
as
heard-
well. And
Right. It was like somebody wandering around you. Or
it was just someone walking in to say hello, like greeting us. See, really?
did you have any of your meters on or any of the stuff going?
No, nothing went off. None of the meters went off that night.
Nothing at all. What? Not at all, or occasionally? I saw it by the tree when you were over by the tree because I watched your live.
And that's my phone. My phone
So
set
you
up.
debunked that as your phone, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
But it was generally quiet, was it, all round?
Yeah, I went into the no, by the back of it where the World War II tank stops are.
Oh yeah.
My mum didn't feel comfortable there. You know, felt a bit. She would want to leave quickly.
Do you know what? Me and Luke Goslin went round there, and we both scurried out of there because there is something there that's a bit odd. I'm afraid to say behind there. I'm not
Yeah.
sure what it is, but me and Luke were there. If get Luke on here one night, and then it was strange, a very very strange feeling behind there. It's very hard to explain it, but it's very strange feeling.
We don't normally do that area, do we?
No,
Did
we
Amy
should
go
try.
with you?
No, Amy had to be somewhere else, so we just dropped us off there.
Oh, okay.
So was there anything else? Because last time we went to go, they've been filming there, hadn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a new gate. There's a new gate, I think.
Right.
Put a new gate up there.
Was that
No,
to
was
get
it?
the trucks in there? Do you think, or just?
Yeah, you can see truck marks, and then the ground's all flattened a bit. The entrance bit.
Right. But did they leave it tidy and clean and how it
Yeah.
was?
Still looks the same, the abbey. Yeah, still looks
Right.
nice.
And you didn't see anything flying this time or anything suddenly appear? How long did you stay there for?
How long's there for?
7:30 to 11:30.
7:30 to 11:30, I think.
So you went from the chip shop to there then?
No, just straight there. No, McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
You didn't have
Don't
Just
go-
Eat delivered, do you? Just
Yeah.
Eat
At le-
delivered.
That was it, yeah.
at least if you get kidnapped, you're full up. They won't have to feed you for a few days. So did the atmosphere change when it went dark, or is it just sort of quite dead?
I don't know. My mum felt it. I didn't really feel it really.
Right.
My mum feels it more.
What? The atmosphere?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Where's your mum? Put your mum on then.
I'll try to-
Hello, mum. You can't get out of this. If you ask questions, you got to come on here. That's how it goes. So what did you feel, Lynn, when it started to go dark? What did you feel? How?
Go
What
home.
you always want to go home. That's no different.
I wait for Amy. I had to wait for her till about midnight, wasn't it? Nearly midnight, wasn't it?
Or do you have to wait for Amy to come back then?
Yeah. We was in the car park for an hour, weren't we? In the car park.
Did you go in the bunker there?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
you
did.
did.
I walked out. Didn't like it in there, do you?
I couldn't breathe in there.
No, you can't breathe in there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a strange place, that bunker, really, isn't it?
Scary in the car park though, isn't it? Waiting for an hour. Waiting for an hour for Amy. Yeah.
You could have been home and walking it in an hour.
I
Or Uber it. You could have Ubered it, gone home in the Uber.
know.
We're the strange people standing outside of the main road in the dark.
There was lights there on that thing where the house is, weren't there? The little lights there, 2 little lights.
Yeah.
All right,
Car
okay.
park.
And there was nobody else there then?
No, no one else there. Me and Luke for the night, and that's what it was, wasn't it?
I'll come back in it.
Right. Okay, is that it, Luke?
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about all that. So it wasn't much happening there then that night,
Just feels more peaceful there now for some reason.
Yeah,
does it?
I heard like a splash in the water when we left. It must
Right.
have been. I think
The geese.
no, a cow. I think it was.
Oh, the cows, yeah. The cows.
What, fell in the
Mass-
water?
Massive splash. It was behind me.
Cows running
I think it
cold
was a. Must have been a cow. I'm not too sure though. It must have
In
been.
the water by the house.
Cows.
No, behind me, where the where the tank stops are. That area.
Oh right, yeah. In the street, in the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, must have been calling down, weren't they?
You didn't go back and have a look?
Mm.
No, I don't think it was where the fence was. Where the fenced off bit was.
Oh, okay.
I think it was a cow anyway in the water. It must have been.
Could have been a German tank or something.
Yeah.
Got to investigate these noises, Luke. You got to get in there, boy. Right.
It's good
So
videos. Good videos. I watched them.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah, good lives, Luke. Well done, you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you talked a
Interesting.
lot as well, which was good.
Yeah, which is unusual, really.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Is that pre-recorded, Luke, or is that live?
No, it was live.
Well done, you. They were very, very good. Very
Yeah.
informative. It was good how you debunked your phone as well.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. So that was just just a quiet night there, really. Then.
Yeah, nice and peaceful now. Yeah.
Cool. So, over to Paranormal, Julia. We've got an event coming up soon. So we had lots of people inquire Saturday, didn't we, Angela, about the
Yeah.
event. So you should be getting more and more interest coming through now, which will be good. So we were pushing, weren't we? So we had lots of people inquiring, oh, I've never been there. Oh, it's an overnight one. That
Yeah.
sort of Shepton Mullet. Yeah, that's worth. They were asking us, is that good? Yeah, worth going, definitely. So you may find that your numbers increase or people will start to go onto your website. We were pushing, weren't we, Angela? Trying to get more venues on there. So they all watching them. So lots of people took pictures of the venue chart. And did you do that, Angela? The chart, with the chart. Lots of people were taking pictures.
And thank you for printing that out for me. That's much appreciated.
So people were taking pictures of it, and so hopefully, fingers crossed, you'll start to get new members arrive. What else is there? That's about it, really. We've got venues coming up with Paranation. What's the next one, Julia?
24th of August, we're at the Groundlings Theatre in Portsmouth. It used to be an old school dating back to around the 1850s. Is it 1850s? Used to be a school, 1750, I can't remember the date now. But it's a very old school. It used to be for poor boys, and then they introduced the poor girls as well. And it used to be sort of a school for sort of destitute children. Been there a few times in the past. Always has some really good stuff happening there. I haven't been there for a few years now because we have so many events coming up, new venues coming up all the time. We're here, there, and everywhere. So yes, looking forward to going back. It's now a theatre. They now use it as a theatre, but originally it was an old school. And I think there's one of the teachers buried in the car park, so in an unmarked grave. It's also, it's last time we were there, we were in one of the rooms upstairs, and we were all sitting down on the floor, playing Ring a Ring of Roses on YouTube, just playing that out. And we had children. We were sitting around in a circle, and we could hear footsteps running around the outside of our circle. Absolutely amazing. So we've got a few people booked on that. I think we haven't got many places left. So that's all selling. I think we've got about 5 spaces left on that one now. And we're not doing anything in July because we're having a much deserved rest. Because we did was it 3 in January, we did a couple in June. It's just been full on. So we're going to have a complete recharge, so that we've got one for the bank holiday, end of August, and then we've also got our biggie one, which is the mammoth 12 hours at Shepton Mallet with a sleepover. That's at the end of September. We still got spaces on that one. Very much looking forward to that one. I've only been doing a day. I've never done a ghost hunt there, so very, very excited about that. I've heard some really good stories about other people that have been there, so really hoping for some really good stuff throughout the evening. Lots of rest before we do that event, because it's going to be a mammoth 12 hours of ghost hunting. If you dare to shut your eyes, you can sleep. So that's our next one. We got Devizes Town Hall, mid-October, end of October. We got the Halloween one. That's nearly just about sold out. The Halloween one. We've got
Is that Shore House? That one?
That's Shore House.
Right.
Halloween, just about sold out. And we got our Christmas spectacular, which is the HMS Warrior down in Portsmouth, 7th of December. So very much looking forward to that one. I've never investigated that one before, so very much looking forward to jumping on the Warrior. I was there early in the year with Angela and Darren, and we were very lucky to be able to jump on the ship and have a bit of a walk around and explore. It had one of these sort of, I think it must be something like a Heritage Open Day, wasn't it, Angela, or something like that? And we went down in
the event.
Yeah. And we were lucky enough to be able to sort of like go down there for free and have a walk. It's absolutely amazing. Had a lovely time.
Good. Excellent. Sounds like a busy old few months coming up then, Pop.
Very, very. Lots of organising going on in the background, but yeah, it's.
I can imagine. Yeah.
It's having a very much deserved rest for July.
Are you going on holiday or you staying home?
Hopefully, I think I'm going to do the Groundlings Theatre, and then I hope to go away.
Nice.
It's my birthday shortly after the Groundlings event, so
okay.
Go away. I was thinking maybe the next day, but I'm not sure what time I get home. Probably about 4 a.m. Stay awake. Who needs sleep?
Yeah. Who needs sleep when you're in Shepton Mallet prison?
We did the RAM, and I think I was awake from 8 o'clock Saturday morning to 11:30 Sunday morning. So didn't sleep. It was too exciting. It'd been on my bucket list for so long that I couldn't waste time sleeping there. I had to stay awake.
It's like the documentary on Channel 4. I think Luke put it up on the chat
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Britain's
Yeah.
prisons.
It was, yeah.
Have you streamed it and watched all of them? If you go to More 4, you can stream the other two. We watched it last night.
Yeah.
And they go to Shrewsbury and then they go to Shepton Mallet.
Oh.
So if you stream it on More 4, you can actually see the next few episodes. Very well, worth interesting. Anybody that's watching this, what's it called? Britain in Jail or something, isn't it?
Britain's prisons are toughest prisons, I think.
Yeah, it's with Judge Rinder.
Yeah.
Very, really, really interesting. He starts off at Dartmoor, and then he goes to Shrewsbury Prison, and then he goes on to Shepton Mallet. Really, really interesting. But you can stream them if you go to More 4, and you can actually stream all three of them. Watch one after the other. Shepton Mallet one's really interesting. For the amount of people that have been in there, it's quite it's quite some jail. And myself and Jenny have done Shepton Mallet prison on an overnight ghost hunt. It was quiet to start off with, but it's quite a place when it goes dark. Let me put it that way. It changes. The whole place changes in the dark. So I won't say too much. So I don't want to spoil anybody's sleepover. If you can get any sleep without your beds moving, that is.
Creaking
So,
the night.
well, you'll be surprised. Anyway, just like to say, anything else, Judy, you want to add while you're here for Paranation?
No, I think that's about it, really. Just pop onto the website, www.paranation.co.uk, and you can book on the website. All welcome. We're very laid back. We run very laid back events. Lots of free roaming. And we just make them
night.
What's up?
Oh, it's just sirens going off over it.
All right. Is your house alight, Luke?
No, yeah.
Anyway, a very interesting night with Sarah on here talking about the fault. So that was a different speaker. We've got a few different speakers lined up. We're just confirming dates with them at the moment. A couple we met Saturday that do their own podcasts. They've agreed to send dates over, so they'll come on and speak about their experiences in the paranormal world. They host events like Julia, but they do it mainly up north. So where Julia's is mainly down the south. So if you're in the south area, look up Paranation for ghost hunts in the south. And there we've got them. So we're just waiting for confirmed dates for them. A group from America that will be on as soon as we can confirm dates with them. And a couple of famous YouTubers that have agreed to come on and chat about their paranormal quests, shall we say. So we've got a few bits in the pipeline. It's all about confirming dates. So for Monday nights, we've said Monday night, so they've agreed in principle. So we're just pushing on with that to see whether we can get them on as soon as we can. So just had a little bit of interesting difference to us. So only remains for me to say I hope you enjoyed tonight. Didn't have many comments coming in, so we can't answer any questions. But I think next week we may look into past lives. Do your homework, people. So, talking about your own experiences with past lives. I don't know. We're going to see if we can find someone that's been past life regressed and see whether we can get them to come on and chat about their experience being regressed. So hopefully we can find someone. If anybody knows anybody, sorry.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. So if anybody knows anybody or anybody watching that's been in the past life regression, please drop us a note. We'll get back to you and get you on here and talk about your experience of being past life. It's something I've always wanted to try and do. I won't give away what I think I've been, but I think Darren was very much into that past life regression. He was the one that got me interested in that, and I've done a lot of reading and a lot of bits about it. And I know what I feel. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. We'll find out one day when I meet someone that can take me back. So that'll be next week. So if you're interested, come and join us. Drop your comments in about past lives, or someone that will come on and chat to us and talk about their experiences in the past being regressed back, because it's a fascinating story. Being people that have been regressed and what they found, and how they've coped with it and all of that type of stuff. So if you know anybody that's been willing to come on here on the Monday Night Live and do their bit and come and chat to us, you can see we're a friendly bunch. As again, we say thank you to Sarah for coming on talking about the fault. So it only remains for me to say, have a very, very safe week, everybody, and take care. And we will see you next Monday. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.